A mother watched her newborn baby open its mouth, and instead of crying, it laughed. A deep, old, hungry laugh that no baby should ever know. But what would you do if something inside your own womb whispered your name in the middle of the night? What would you do if the kicks you felt were not a baby stretching, but something feeding? Every mother in the world shares one universal truth: the moment you feel life growing inside you, you believe it belongs to you, you believe it is yours. But our ancestors knew better. They knew that not everything that grows inside a woman comes from love. By the end of this story, you will understand why. And you will feel something you have never felt before, a fear so deep, it lives in the bones. Welcome to Gadi's Folktale Lessons. Stay close, this one will shake you. The night Adaze felt the first kick, the fire went out. Not slowly, not like a dying flame running out of wood. It went out all at once, like something blew it from the inside. Her husband, Emeka, laughed it off. Old house, he said. Bad wind. But Adaze did not laugh. She placed both hands flat on her stomach and felt it again. That kick, hard, deliberate, like a knock on a door. Let me in. She was 7 months pregnant. The village women said she was glowing. They brought her palm soup and bitter leaf. They sang over her belly and called the child a blessing. Adaze smiled and thanked them. But at night, when Emeka slept, she lay awake and listened, because the baby only moved at night. And sometimes, when the room was completely silent, she could hear it, just barely, a soft sound rising from deep inside her. Not a heartbeat, not a gurgle. It sounded like chewing. She told no one. What would she say? My baby is eating something inside me. They would call her mad. They would blame the pregnancy hormones. So she stayed quiet and counted the days. But she started losing weight. Not normal pregnancy weight. She was eating, the village women made sure of that. But her cheeks sank. Her wrists became thin as dry sticks. Her eyes lost their light. The village elder's wife, Mama Chidinma, grabbed Adi's wrist one afternoon at the market and held it up to the sunlight. This child, Mama Chidinma whispered, eyes wide, is eating you. Ade snatched her hand back. Don't say that. I have seen it before, the old woman said. Her voice dropped so low that Ade had to lean in close to hear. My mother's sister. 1967. The baby came out fat and healthy. The mother was dead by morning, drained, like something had completely finished her. That night, Ade cried into her pillow so Emeka wouldn't hear. At 8 months, she stopped sleeping entirely. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw the same thing. A dark, wet room, walls that breathed. And in the center of that room, something small and hunched over, feeding. She could never see what it was eating. But she could hear it. That slow, terrible chewing. She would wake up gasping, her nightgown soaked through, her stomach hard as stone. Emeka grew worried. He took her to the hospital in the city. The doctor did a scan and smiled broadly. Strong heartbeat, he said. Big baby? Very healthy. He turned the screen toward them. A perfect outline. 10 fingers, 10 toes. But Ade stared at the screen and felt cold all over. The baby's mouth was open, not in a yawn. It was open wide, too wide, and it was not closing. The doctor didn't seem to notice. Emeka squeezed her hand and beamed with pride. Our son, he said. Ade said nothing. She went to Mama Chidinma the next morning. The old woman sat her down, made her tea she didn't drink, and listened without interrupting. When Ade finished talking, Mama Chidinma stood slowly, walked to a wooden chest in the corner of the room, and pulled out a small bundle wrapped in brown cloth. My mother gave this to me, she said quietly. Her mother gave it to her. She placed it carefully in Ade's hands. It was warm, strangely warm, like it had been sitting next to a fire for hours. Tie this around your stomach tonight. Do not take it off. Do not let Emeka touch it. And whatever you hear, whatever you feel, do not scream. What will happen? Ade whispered. Mama Chidinma looked at her with tired, ancient eyes. It will try to leave before it is ready, she said slowly. And when it realizes it cannot, it will negotiate. Negotiate, Ade's voice cracked. With who? With you, the old woman said firmly. You are the door. You have always been the door. If this story is already sending chills down your spine, you are exactly where you need to be. Hit that subscribe button right now and join the Gadi's Folktale Lessons family, because every single week, we bring you stories that will make you think, feel, and never forget. Now back to Adaze. That night was the worst of her life. She tied the bundle around her stomach as instructed. Emeka slept beside her, completely unaware. She turned off the lamp and lay in the dark and waited. At midnight, the chewing stopped. The silence that followed was so thick she could feel it pressing against her ears. Then, slowly, her stomach began to move, not the rolling kick of a baby shifting position. This was different. This was purposeful, like fingers pressing outward, testing the walls. Then she heard it, a voice. Thin and high and terribly clear, rising from somewhere deep inside her body. "I know you can hear me." Adaze did not scream. She gripped the bedsheet and squeezed her eyes shut. "I am almost finished," the voice said. "Just a little more time." "Just a little more." "No," Adaze whispered. The pressure in her stomach grew harder. The bundle burned hot against her skin. "You don't understand what I am," the voice said. It sounded almost sad now, almost gentle. "I am older than this village. I am older than your grandmother's grandmother. I have worn 1,000 bodies. I have fed 1,000 times, and I have never, not once, been stopped. Then tonight," Adaze said, louder now, her hands pressing firmly against the bundle, "will be the first time." The pressure exploded. She bit her lip so hard it bled. The burning was unbearable. The room felt like it was spinning. Emeka stirred but did not wake. And then silence, real silence. The kind that feels clean and empty and safe. Her stomach went soft. She felt a small, ordinary kick, then another. Normal. Human. Just a baby stretching its legs. She exhaled for what felt like the first time in months. 3 weeks later, Adaze gave birth to a healthy boy. He cried loudly the moment he arrived, the way all babies should. He had his father's nose and his mother's eyes, real eyes, dark and bright and completely full of life. The whole village celebrated. But Adaze never forgot what lived inside her. She never forgot that voice. And every night, she checked on her son not just to see if he was breathing, but to make sure his mouth was closed. On the 7th day, only on the 7th day, she finally allowed herself to smile at her son. Because some doors, once opened, must be carefully watched. And some things that knock from the inside are not always ready to become human. Some hungers are older than blood, and some children are not born, they arrive. Thank you for watching Gaudi's Folktale Lessons. If this story stayed with you, if it made your skin crawl just a little, then share it with someone who loves a good folktale. Subscribe so you never miss a story. And remember, the next tale we tell might be even darker than this one. Sleep well, if you can.